It's not that they don't get you because you're not explaining yourself. It's not that they don't get you because they're an absolute douchebag, although let's not rule that out entirely. There's something else more twisted and sinister going on deep down inside our psyche, and I'm going to be the messenger. Please don't shoot me. So here's the thing. Are you going to change this situation where people stop not getting you and you end up in this death spiral of desperation, feeling unseen and unheard and just angry and not able to resolve that? When they don't get us, it's going to be hurtful. It's going to be infuriating. It is going to make us feel desperate, right? This is a trigger that we have with high stakes relationships, okay? And then we train ourselves explaining because, to a part of you deep down, it might feel like your value is depending on them understanding, right? You're getting in that conversation, it's getting heated, and you get that desperate, they got to understand me or else thing. That's the kind of trigger we're talking about today, and this is what I want to help you sort out, okay? So it can stop happening. Shadow work isn't just about understanding your deep truths, right? It's not even just about learning about your emotions. It's not even just about figuring out how to manifest by healing your inner child. Not even just about minimizing your triggers. It's about reclaiming your sovereignty, your value reference point, right? You get to decide what that value is for yourself. That's a tall order, I know. Here, we're doing it though. What does this person not getting me, what inner child is all but hurt right now, and can I be there for them? After the heat of the battle, when you're in your blanket tent, butt hurt with your stuffed unicorn, you're gonna ask yourself, what are they not getting about me that's hurting? Get specific. What are they not getting about me that's hurting? And then, how am I not getting this about me? To find the part of you who is in resistance to getting that about yourself. Because what is that person mirroring about my hurt inner child? Doesn't mean doormatting ourselves at all. Matter of fact, you get to be even more fierce in your boundaries. Now, the first reaction I get from myself and people I work with often is, yeah, but I don't feel that. That's victim blaming. That's stupid. I'm not actually in resistance to that about myself. Of course I get that about, I know. But if we're going to take the shadow work approach, let's just go all the way. Let's just get naked, dance on the table. Okay, all the way. What's all the way? All the way is asking the mirroring question. What is that person's shitty behavior reflecting about how I feel about myself? Okay, because that's the hurt inner child putting up defenses, yelling at the other one, saying, you, blame, you're bad, wrong. Of course they are. Of course they're bad. Of course they're wrong. Okay, but we did that because here's where the juice is. Where in myself am I actually not getting me? I'm going to kind of feel unsafe or wrong to get that about you. Whatever that person's not understanding, they're not understanding that you want to be a professional in your work and they're treating you like a kid. Let's just say. So you can look inside yourself and say, how am I not valuing myself as a professional? How am I seeing myself as a kid? How is it, okay, am I doing that? And then if I'm doing that, can I be there for that me? The common trap is to fall for the shadow work trap of, now I found the thing and now I have to resolve it right here. And you miss the most juiciest part, which is the emotional processing, right? Because there's the intellectual getting it and figuring it out and connecting all the dots. And then there's the being in the juice of the feeling and letting yourself have an emotional transformation. Feel through the part that triggered you, that little you in the past didn't get to feel through. Of course, your belief systems are right there, riding that wave with you all the way, getting wet, getting salt in their eyes, transforming into an amazing surfer as well. Your belief systems are going to, trust me, be connecting the dots in the background like a program running. Oh, this means that, and this means that, and now this is what I have to do, and here's some boundaries I need to set. But you don't need to think about that. You don't need to think about that at all in this phase. Turn this one down and go into this one and feel the emotion, okay? Without having to correctly be politically correct with your emotions. This is where you get it. Actually, yeah, just be that, right? Because we're processing. Sometimes you won't even understand it. I'll have it where I go ask this question up here. I ask this question, and then I feel it in here. And then you just kind of go into this space of allowing a feeling to do the rest, where it's like, yeah, it doesn't feel safe or right for me to even accept that about myself. And go back and forth. Well, why is that? And then feel it. This is the gold. So what's going on here? Well, there might be guilt. There might be shame. You might feel inadequate. You might have been treated that way. It might be fear of being left, desperation, being blamed for a bully, siblings, crimes that you didn't actually commit. There could be fear that the world isn't going to be there for you and provide for you, and there's a sense that you're always going to be alone, having to do everything by yourself. These things are going to come up and you're going to face them. And there's going to be this connection that you're going to make. And so how do you face this inner you? Right? Maybe you're asking, how do I actually face that inner me? Because it's tough. Well, we have to turn our back on those guys out there, the party who you're having a thing with. So how dare they turns into, where am I hurting? Okay? Now you're in the belly of the beast getting yourself. Right? And now this is you in your conversations in real life with your family, friends, and romance partners, trying to reclaim that and recover that and undo something. As a matter of fact, there's a feeling of, I'm gonna let them not get me, and I'm gonna get me. You can have a huge no way boundary outwardly, but inwardly there's not a needing them to get you. So that's the difference. Because so it takes a bit of soul searching, but it's totally worth it. This is what I have done and other people have done that I've been working with to get out of this shit and to start finding relationships that really are compatible for you and healing those and breaking free of other people's limitations upon you. This is what I've noticed, is you actually don't doormat yourself and you don't sacrifice your point of view being valid, like how it feels it's going to be. No, that isn't what happens. Because I've had it where with my clients, and they say this, that it feels like they're just going to have to be passive and that feels really dangerous, and I get it. And that's what it might feel like it's going to be. And yes, that would be dangerous. That isn't an ideal. But this isn't what happens when you reclaim yourself while they get to go ahead and think whatever they think. You become the best advocate for your happiness. And that means you also become the best advocate for your unhappiness. This doesn't mean you give up boundaries around needing to be seen and understood. You give up that you aren't worthy when it doesn't happen. Does that make sense? When other people aren't getting you, and then you getting you, and you getting you, and you getting you, and you getting you, and they don't get you, and you get you. And so many times that happens, that what happens is once you get this under your belt, this checking in with this you who doesn't feel safe or right unless you get them to understand you, the more you heal, the more you break the addiction of needing that person to get you. They are stand-ins for you getting you. You just cut out the middleman altogether, right? That doesn't mean you're going to give up on the world at all. No. It means you have even more love for yourself or whatever to go and find the ones that do make you feel great about yourself. That's the thing. But we think that this shadow work means, oh, I'm going to be all healed. And I'm going to be like, whenever, I don't care. No, you're even more fierce about it. And you're going to start to see the dynamic change. You're going to pull back from that relationship, take that time for yourself, even if it's for an hour or two or a year, a little bit of a gap. But that dynamic is going to change. How come the dynamic changes? Because you start to move, speak, think, talk, express from this place. And they're going to see it. They can sit there on the other side of the glass, not getting you, and be in their little bubble. But if they start to really look and watch and feel, they're going to notice that you're actually getting you about that. So, A, they feel tested and they challenge you and get worse. I've seen that. I've had that. And that doesn't mean you're confrontational. It's just your attitude about it. They say something that would normally make you butthurt and you're like, oh, okay. You know, that's more your attitude rather than, right? They start to see that shift in you. They don't need to know about your process. This is another big thing. You can do this behind the scenes. The point is not letting the default programs run your interactions. Accept yourself despite what they're doing. Remain as fluffy as possible. Much love.